With Figma's new expressive tools, you can start creating experiences that truly stand out, all on the canvas, and Figma's agent can help streamline the process. In this video, I'll show you how AI-driven custom shaders, weave tools, and motion fit into a realistic design workflow, transforming a landing page wireframe into something far more memorable along the way. Let's get started. I'm a designer at Cheddar, a budgeting app, and I'm working on a marketing landing page for Cheddar Unlocked, a major brand event for our community. Here, I have a basic wireframe, but I want this hero to feel a little bit more attention-grabbing, something that will really get people excited about the event. Now, with Figma's agent, you can create custom shaders directly on the canvas to build things like custom backgrounds, materials, textures, and interactive effects that help experiences stand out. So heading over to the agent, the first thing I want to include in my prompt is whether I want to create a fill or an effect, the two types of shaders available in Figma. A fill creates visuals from scratch, while an effect modifies the existing contents of a layer, like an image or a design. I'm creating a background for my hero, and I want the shader to act as the main visual here, so I'm going to create a fill. The next thing I want to include in my prompt is a description of the shader I want to create. So one helpful trick here is that you can attach a reference image and ask the agent to explain what's happening, or translate it into more shader-specific language, or even suggest controls that you might need to recreate it. Using that process, I worked with the agent to craft the perfect prompt for the shader I envisioned, and I'm going to paste that prompt here. It uses really specific language so that I can get pretty close to the result I want. Let's run our prompt. The agent generated a first pass, which I can continue refining conversationally or by adjusting the controls created in the fill panel. I can keep experimenting here, layering the shader with different blend modes, textures, and even other shaders to explore different visual directions. After a bit of exploration, I think I found the sweet spot. This hero definitely makes an entrance. And I know we're going to be doing more of these events in the future, so I'll turn this into a style so my team and I can reuse it elsewhere, making it a signature piece of our event visual identity. Now I'm going to move on to this section of the landing page where I want to feature some of the new Cheddar merch for the event. The challenge is that Cheddar has a really strong brand and generic product photography is not going to cut it. But I don't want to stop what I'm doing, jump into another tool, generate a bunch of images, and then bring them back into my designs. And that's where Weave tools in Figma come in, which you can access by selecting Tools in the navigation bar on the left. These tools are built around common creative tasks, and each one packages up expert-built Figma Weave workflows so that you can get high-quality, consistent results by providing just a few inputs instead of crafting complex prompts each time. For our landing page, I'm going to select the virtual try-on tool. Here I have our t-shirt mockup, and I'll select one of Cheddar's photography models as reference, choose the fashion editorial preset to match Cheddar's trend-forward aesthetic, pick an aspect ratio that roughly fits our design, and let the tool do its thing. This already feels so much more like Cheddar. I'm going to use the same workflow to fill out these other placeholders and continue designing this section. I'll also rely on the toolbar for more targeted edits. For example, I'm going to go ahead and remove this background and play around with the layout here to make this a little bit more interesting. We're getting closer on this landing page design, but I want to spend a little bit more time on this sign-up experience since it's our primary call to action and should get people excited for the event. And Motion is a great way to bring moments like this to life. Instead of switching tools, you can create and refine Motion right in Figma. Motion in Figma is a complete tool set for creating everything from simple animations to scalable motion systems, and Figma's agent is just one part of that experience, helping make Motion more approachable while handling some of the more complex or time-consuming work. For this landing page design, I want to animate this slider interaction when someone signs up. And this is a pattern that I want to use across Cheddar, so before I start refining the details, I want to explore a few different options for how it could feel. Let's go ahead and prompt create 3 motion variants for this transition by varying the timing, easing, and choreography. Move the knob to the right, fade out the existing text, and then reveal confirmed. Using motion terminology like timing and easing can help the agent understand exactly what you're after, leading to better results. If you're new to those concepts, check out our Motion Design Fundamentals collection on Figma Learn. The agent generated a few options for this animation in one pass. From here, I can select my favorite, switch to Figma Motion, and fine-tune the details, adjusting timing, refining easing curves, and repositioning the individual keyframes until everything feels just right. And since this is a pattern we'll use in multiple places, I can package it all up as a component to reuse later. Let's take one last look at where we started and where we ended up. By layering together custom shaders, imagery created with weave tools, and motion, we've transformed a simple web page into an experience that feels uniquely Cheddar. These expressive tools make it easier to explore, experiment, and bring more of your own creative perspective into your work, all on the canvas. And you can use the Figma agent to help bring your ideas to life. Check out our Help Center to go deeper on any of the tools we just learned about.